Life is about transitions. A spring bud bursts open on a tree as multicolored leaves strain toward the sky until the color of green dominates the branches. All too soon, the chill of autumn claims them, and once again bright colors prevail until they fall toward the earth. Our world in transition is something to behold. And while the east coast of the United States is famous for tree-lined streets of supreme color, At Your Leisure ATV explorer Chris Brimhall has found that same experience on the trails much closer to home.
Well, we was riding a side trail just off of the Paiute Trail, a place called Sevier Canyon, and the leaves were just blood red. They were just gorgeous. And then you'd go into the yellows and the oranges all the way up the mountain and across Route 1. The leaves were just magnificent. I've never seen them so pretty. We caught them just the right day.
The Rocky Mountains are unlike anywhere else during the fall. While many places in the world have amazing color shows for a week every year, the varied altitudes here in the West give us a much larger window to enjoy the change. Richfield, Utah is a great example. The quaint downtown streets branch off toward roads that hit deep valleys and towering peaks, all going through their autumn transitions at different times. In the Tusher Mountains, just south of Richfield along Highway 89, the shift from a monochromatic green to the spectrum of reds, yellows, and oranges came quickly and powerfully this year. The trail along Sevier Canyon was covered in a multicolored canopy that put a roof on the world as Chris made his ATV journey over the tops of this range.
The Sevier Canyon is right at the bottom of Trail 13 coming off out of Kimberly. It's a little used trail. The locals use it a lot. You start maybe at 7,000 feet. You climb and you climb and you climb and you climb. And about 15 miles later, you find yourself at 10,000 feet. All of it could be done in a Jeep, good four-wheel drive truck, but a lot of it's going to be pretty tight for you. There just isn't anything prettier than when the leaves are changing in the fall in the Rockies. I mean, the mountainsides turn to crescent yellow and red and orange, and it's just a splotch here and a splotch there. But to go down tree-lined roads, it almost looked like you're back east someplace. It was very incredible.
Many recreationists are unfamiliar with the Tusher Mountains and their impressive 12,000-foot peaks. Named for the Paiute word for white, their snow-capped pinnacles are visible year-round and offer trails through dense forests, over seasonal springs, and past meadows of flowing grass. Every season offers something new for the off-road traveler. The Paiute Trail isn't the only place to see the changing world, however. Chris was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time, but over the next 2 weeks, canyons from Billings to Elko will give recreationists the opportunity to ride through a kaleidoscope of color.
I got my tip off that the leaves were going to be just perfect on weather.com, and they had a map of the state where the leaves would be at their fullest at that period of time, and it just happened that the whole Tusher range was on their map at 100% of color. I'd say that you've got maybe a week when they're just perfect. The trees had turned, but they really hadn't started shedding their leaves yet. And they were just gorgeous. The sun was right and lit them just perfectly. It was an amazing sight up there. And it went on for 100 miles.
The evolution from summer to fall makes some people lament the end of long days at the lake with seemingly endless sunsets. For others, though, it's the growing crisp cool in the air and the colors of the new world that capture their imaginations. Summer is nice, but it can't compare with the blushing shades of an autumn trail in the mountains of the West.
There's a lot of places in Utah. I was fortunate enough to be down on the Paiute. Just like I said, it was just the right day because the wind was blowing. I'll bet by the time we left that afternoon, half of them were gone.
From the transitioning landscapes of the West, I'm Shelley Osterloh for At Your Leisure.